What's up, everybody? It is your boy Rico No Suave here on a 1-2-1-2, ready to go with each and every one of you guys. Man, I am super happy to be back. You know why? Because I missed you. That's what happens. What happens when I don't see you for a week or I don't hear from you within a week. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome back to a great show. We got a fun-filled packed show for you guys today, and it's only an hour because that's all we need with you, an hour, so you can forget about it and miss me the next week coming up. Everybody, thank you guys so much once again for all of your support. If you're waving to the TV, hi, how are you? Hola. And then if you're actually going to be chatting with us as far as online, go ahead and ask your questions, participate, leave a comment, and all of that great stuff because we about to have a great time, mi gente. We about to have a great time. You know what? When we talk about great times, everybody, I want to thank these people here. I actually took a trip over to Cali because the Rico No Suave show was approved for media credentials for the Catalina Film Festival. So I took a photo of myself on the red carpet. Yeah, that's me, everybody. I loved it. This was awesome, man. I tell you, when you get onto the red carpet, and don't get me wrong, I was nervous, everybody. I was nervous. I was like, man, I need to make sure I have a great impression. But the objective was to be able to interview really great people, and everyone there was awesome. And, these are the people that made it happen. And I also have to give a big shout out to Jennifer Bergeron as well, too, because she's from Chicago, and she's also one of the great helpers of their 15th anniversary. It was 15 years, everybody, that they actually have the Catalina Film Festival. But who you see over to the right, that's Ron Trupa and also Jenna Vasquez. So thank you guys so much for allowing me to come and show my talent, and the Rico No Suave show being there as well, too. As we move on to the pictures, everyone, they brought some celebrities to us, and this is Eva De Dominici. She is the cleaning lady on Fox, and she is awesome. We kept saying, "Ya tú sabes." We had a great time as far as when I was interviewing her, and she was very down to earth. She was loving it. We had a great time as far as with the interview, and I had a great time as well, too. The next one, of course, you've probably seen this person from the community, as well as she's coming out with her hit, The Mayor. That's coming up, and she does a lot of great things as far as with the kids, everyone. So this is Yvette Nicole Brown. We had a great time on the red carpet. They gave me a nice little space to interview her, and I appreciate it. And we both loved the conversation, and I appreciate her for actually. Here's one of the biggest iconic of all times, everyone. This is Marla Gibbs from the Jeffersons, 227. You probably seen a special guest on Martin, right? You probably seen her there as well, too. But she was a maid on the Jeffersons, and I have to tell you, the bright smile that she has, she's only 94 years young, everyone. And I tell you, she doesn't look it, and she speaks still as if she was acting. One of the biggest things about being able to be in front of celebrities like this, but also great people and filmmakers. Big shout out to the filmmakers and all of the actors that was there, and people that also distribute as far as films. You guys are awesome at the Catalina Film Festival. Big shout out to the staff, JP, my man Zach, Natalie, all of you guys, man, were just making how you guys made this such a big event every year for people to enjoy themselves on the island. It was amazing, everybody. All right, everybody, we got to get to the real stuff. This gentleman is a writer. He's also a producer. And I have to give a big shout out to Roquel Lafayette for actually telling this guy and say, you got to get onto the Rico No Suave show. It almost sounds like Desperate, but it was like the movie. I had a good time, man. I had a good time speaking with him behind the scenes as well, too. Everybody, he is a founder of Saulsberry Production, LLC. Put your hands together for none other than my man, Cjon Saulsberry. Let's go.
Right.
John, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, Rico. How are you?
I am great, man. I am great, man. It's good to actually have
Good.
you on the show, man.
It's good to be here, man. It's good to be here, you know.
Yes, sir.
Settle down for a minute. I've been so busy ripping and running lately, man. It's like,
Yes, sir.
I was getting desperate to be on the Rico No Suave show.
It's such a great
Yeah.
word in a rush of time.
You know?
Oh man,
Oh
well, welcome to the
man.
show, my man. Welcome to the show. I'm
Thank
super
you.
happy that
Thank
you're
you.
here as far as with me. And before
Yeah.
we get started, I always like to start off with my guests if they have any shout outs they want to give out to anyone out in the world.
Oh man, yes. Yvonne, my daughter, you're doing so good. I'm so proud of you in your modeling career. My daughter Cheyenne and my son Nushan
All
and my
right,
other son Elijah. Of course, my brother Dupree, my sister Ramonda, my
let's go.
dad.
Papa.
Mom's in heaven now, but
All right. Rest in
she's
heaven,
listening.
mama.
So yes, yes.
That's
And
awesome.
all of my cast, all of the cast of Desperate, man, everybody, came through and did a great job too. So I
That's
gotta
awesome,
give it
man.
up to them. Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Hey,
All
they
right.
they're following your vision, man. They're desperate for your vision. And they also hungry.
Yes,
So,
yes,
and big shout out to your kids and Papa and your mom that's watching down on you right now,
yes.
man. Much love,
Thank
man.
you, thank
Much
you,
love.
thank you, thank you.
Speaking of growing up, let's talk about
Mhm.
you, sir. Hey, let's talk about the
Yeah.
rhythm of big cities, how your older brother and sister supported you at the age of 14.
Oh man, we have real tight family.
Okay.
Mom and dad stayed together until she passed in 22.
Okay.
But so we grew up like my dad always told me and my brother, even though I'm the youngest, and my sister's in the middle, and then my brother, we're like 2 years apart each one.
Okay.
And dad was like, keep the boys away from your sister, stuff like that. I remember one time a guy come knocking at the door. I was about 14 actually. And he said, "Hey, what did my sister come knocking at the door for my sister? I could went and got my brother." And after rolling around in the bushes with this guy for a little bit, and my sister was upset, and got mom involved, and she got my dad. My dad's like, "You get in the car, both of you get in the car." We went and got ice cream, So, we've always been tight like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We just real tight. Me, bro, and sisters is we're a pack,
Let's
So,
go.
but they always taught me, my brother always told me, bro, your mind is surpassed most people your age, and just most people, you need to do something with that. You know what I mean? You can't be out here just working a regular job. You got something going on there, that the world needs to be a part of. And I thought he was just talking, but
Yeah.
I think they both looked at me and geared me up to be here where I'm at today in a sense, they both, worked and worked hard and always had what they wanted, you know what I mean? They told me, this is the world that you make for yourself, you know. I think my dad taught them that, and they instilled it in me because my brother, he was the hero for me. He was that, that dude. But I know he got everything from my dad, and being that my family was together like that, up until 22 even, just all
Yeah.
my life to have mom and dad there. We it just instilled in us, family values to succeed in everything we do.
That's love, man. That's love. And I think,
Thank you.
and let me get this corrected. Roquel is in the chat, and yes, it
Rokel.
was a joke when we said that because when I first talked to you, we started talking about. So I need to tell Roquel that it was a joke. She's like,
Rokel.
pronounce it Sean. I'm like, yes, we know. Now we
It's
got the
all right,
whole
Rokel.
world
He's
thinking
in,
of like, why
you
do you say
you
Sean?
actually, my name, I was named after a guy that my dad was in Vietnam with.
Uh huh.
And he actually saved my dad's life. And my dad promised him to name his second son after him, and his name was John.
See,
Um, yeah, his name was John. But I remember when I was a kid and I was actually crying, telling my dad that people can't say my name. So he said, well, we're
Oh.
going to start just calling you Sean because it's the Austrian version of Sean. So ever since I was 6, everybody's been calling me Sean. So it's
See,
all good.
if I was standing next to you right now, I have my arms to the side and be like, "Hey, let's go behind the scenes and say what it's supposed to be."
Hey, Raquel, she's looking out for me. She means well. It's all good
Yeah.
because I've said her name wrong enough times. She gets upset. Like, no, it's Roquel.
Uh
I put
huh.
value behind my name, and I get it. I get it. But I've been
Yeah.
called C John so much in my life. I'm just used to it now. That was what they called me on the East Coast. C John out
See,
here,
John.
it's Cajon. Cajon is I forget the
And
J is
they,
an
yeah,
H
they
out
put up
here,
for the E.
right?
They put the EOS
Yeah.
on that. Say if you're gonna say cojones, man, you say cojones.
Cojones, right? Yeah, so I think I used
Oh,
to people pronouncing my name wrong and making fun of my last name. I heard it all. Salisbury steak, macaroni
oh,
and cheese, and so
oh.
I don't take it too personal, but I get where Raquel's coming from with
Yeah,
that. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Her name is her. That's her.
That's
You
right.
know?
That's right.
Yeah.
I
A
Raquel
pow.
it did. And she said, she said, I'm a stickler for names.
Yeah. She's a woman growing up in a world where she has to show her power. And her
That's right.
power
That's
lies
right.
in her name, man. You know what I'm saying? And she's using it. She's using it well.
That's
That's
why I
why I
say that's.
chose her for my movie.
There
I
you
could
go.
see that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
I love that.
there's a story behind that.
Uh huh.
My cousin was actually supposed to play that part. Uh, Sharon Hardy is her name, and she passed away
Rest in
2 days
peace.
before we were going to shoot the scenes.
Mm.
And she's actually in the second movie I did. Uh, it plays on Tubi. It's called For Summer Angels, and the episode is My Brother's Keeper.
Okay.
And yeah, she passed away, and I was so distraught. I didn't know what I was going to do, and I was at a red carpet event, and Roquel was there, and we met and talked, and I was like, you know what, I want to see you play this part, man. It was meant for me to come and be here and meet you, and you got the part. So
People put
that's
great people in your path in your journey for a reason.
yes, yes,
And Roquel was just one of the angels that was in your path. And I think
definitely, definitely,
that's why she was there. So man, thank you
yes,
guys so
yes.
much for tuning in. But we're gonna keep this party going. I see you guys in the chat. Thank you guys so much. Aaron David, what's going on, Aaron David? I see you, Papa. I see you. Yeah, he's in there as
Aaron,
well too.
yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate you, Joy Rios, and of course Raquel, John T for free, Donna Marie Bird. Thank you guys so much for actually tuning in. Yvonne, ¿cómo está? How are you?
That's my
Thank you so
daughter.
much. E-
Hey, baby.
Yvonne's checking in. All right. All right. So we came from the year of age 14, how the family actually was basically kind of like a disciplined family where they want everyone to succeed in the family. I think that's such a great discipline to actually have for you.
Hmm.
But when you became an entrepreneur, right? When you became an
Hmm.
entrepreneur, you know, at an early age, your journey allowed you to be at one of the hottest nightclubs, in Ohio,
Yeah.
right? So,
Ohio. Yeah.
yeah. So, from the business itself, because that
Hmm.
was good such at an early age for you to be able to develop the business piece of that, what have you
Yes.
actually learned, would you say, from actually having one of the popular nightclubs in Ohio?
Oh man. I'd say my biggest lesson that I learned from running a nightclub is how to say no.
Yeah,
Um, yeah. I've been offered stuff I don't want to mention, stuff,
sure.
and running the nightclub, I had to, there were police officers that came to my club, and there were drug dealers that came to my club,
Mm,
so it was
yeah.
like I had to be at this middle ground for my customers. And there was rules that I had to put down for the police officers and the drug dealers.
Mm,
If you got a problem with somebody, officer so and so, we're gonna talk about it and handle it on the side. There was one situation where there was one particular police officer that came in all the time, and she was in charge of like the rape uh, section or whatever it was, and there was a
wow.
guy who did some really bad things to a little girl, and I was like, no, go get him off the dance floor right now. Just we're not I'm not playing that game, but that was one situation where, I allowed the police to do their job inside. Other than that, it was like, you know what, I'll get them outside. You take care of it out there.
Right.
And then I had drug dealers like, look, dude, we can make so much money if you just, no,
No.
I'm not doing that. I'm making enough money. I'm able to support my kids, myself, and do what I need to do. And eventually I just got tired of that, because I was trying to run it right and successful. You know what I mean? I'm a
Sure.
I'm a man of a higher power, and I know that at some time we're going to have to answer for our sins. So I try not to. So, to me that was a sin I just didn't want to do. So
Yeah.
that was part of the reason why I said, you know what, I'm leaving. I'm out of here. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think,
Just as a whole fresh
from
start.
yeah, and I think from learning from the business of just knowing how to run the business also
Hmm.
helped you to understand when you had to say yes to things and then also no to things
Yes.
when it came to
Yes.
money, right?
Yes.
Money as well
Yes. Right.
too,
Right.
right? So
Yeah, the no was just the biggest. That was the biggest thing that I learned was to say
yeah,
no. But other than that, yeah, I learned how to run a business and to, look at everyone as if they're important.
yes, yeah,
No matter, I mean, if it was a person that came in and just ordered a beer and sat there, or somebody that ordered a bottle of champagne and bought the whole bar around, I treated them the same, you
yes,
know.
yes,
A customer was a customer,
right.
Um, of course, there were times where club would be packed, and I got one guy coming up to me drunk, talking about, you know what you need to do to get more people in here? So well, I need to get you out. I can bring somebody
That's
else
what I'm
in
saying.
because, yeah, obviously you're not paying attention. There's a line outside, and I can't let nobody else in here. What do you mean? But you always had that, and that's that would be like the just that thing that little pet peeve I had was with somebody would always come up to me when we're
Uh,
at capacity and tell me, do you know what you need to do to get more people in here? Like
yeah, yeah, that's crazy.
so,
Yeah, especially when they're
but
drunk.
yeah, I loved it, man. I actually loved running the bar. We had our good nights, our bad nights, and stuff like that. But I miss my team, man. Vanessa,
Yeah,
Teddy Two, man,
yeah.
Boo. I had a team that worked for me,
Let's go.
So
Let's go.
but and they were sad when I left. Everybody was sad when I left, man. But
Sure.
it was just time for me to, I felt like the Bible said, I walked through the valley of shadow of
Of
death.
death.
Yeah,
Fear no
that's
evil.
what it was. I feared
Yes.
no evil.
Yes, sir.
So it was time for me to, just go. And I ended up in California, And I remember people asking me, "Well, what are you gonna do in California?" I don't know.
Yeah.
Watch me, watch me. I'll be doing something though. You're gonna see me.
Yes,
And
sir.
here
I
I
think
am.
I
So,
think I think Sean that when you took that leap, you learned the
hmm.
business side of understanding how a business is actually ran, and also I think it
Yeah.
also, and this is me on the outside looking in, because it comes with your personality too, in regards to how you need to adjust yourself with working with different people and your personality adjusting to be able to form a
Hmm.
team and everybody to love Sean,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
when you made that leap over into California, where I one thing that I really loved about what you said, you didn't go there to chase a dream. Normally, when people say I'm going to
No.
Hollywood because I want to chase my dream, you
Right.
you didn't do that. You actually
No.
went there, and all of a sudden, you found a passion of storytelling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk to me.
I actually came to California the first time on a vacation,
Uh huh.
and I just loved it. You know, San Diego is beautiful. I went to San Diego and I was like, you know what? This is for me. This is where I need to be.
Yes.
So I sold everything I had. My house, it was paid for. You know, I had Hummers and old school cars and everything. I just sold everything and my shares in the bar. Like, that's it. I'm out. You know, and I came to California. I ended up meeting a woman, Tess was her name. She worked for CBS and she was a
Hmm.
casting director. And she cast me in a movie, you know, and it was you know, I had been here for a month and a half
Wow.
and I was on the movie set kidnapping Mark Wahlberg.
Let's go.
And yeah, yeah, that's how the man upstairs work
Yes,
when you
sir.
do things according to his plan. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So,
sir.
um, you know, yeah, I was on the set kidnapping Mark Wahlberg, and next thing I know, that I'm signing paperwork. I didn't even know what it was, and one of the other guys said, "Dude, you're SAG after." I'm like, "What is that?" He's like, "You officially, you're an
Yes.
actor, dude. Like you the real thing right now. You just snatched up Mark Wahlberg, you know, and
Yes.
told him to shut up and threw him in the car. Like that's it. You're that dude, you know." And I remember my son kept calling my phone. This is when we were doing the scene where I kidnapped Mark Wahlberg, and my son kept calling my phone. And we were riding in the back of the car after I threw Mark in the car, and I jump in the back of the car and I answer the phone like, "What, man?" I'm like, "I'm on a movie set and I'm kidnapping Mark Wahlberg." He's like, "Yeah, right, whatever." And Mark heard him. He's in the back seat with me. So Mark was like, "Give me the phone, give me the phone." So he grabbed the phone. He said, "Hey kid, this is Mark Wahlberg. You know, your dad's busy. We filming a movie. He's gonna call you back." And hung up, right? So my son starts texting me, "Yeah, right. Who was that? Whatever, whatever." So the next scene, I'm taking Mark out of the car and I'm taking him in the building when we're taking him down to the swimming pool downstairs. And Mark's like, "Give me your phone, give me your phone." I give him my phone. He hands it to the cameraman. "Take our picture real quick." So we take a selfie. And he says, "Here, send that to your son." So I send it to him. And it starts blowing my phone up even more. I just had to turn it off.
You want to talk
Like
to him
that was,
again?
yes, yes, yes. Tell him I'm sorry. Tell Mark, Mr. Wahlberg, I'm sorry. It was so funny, man. It was so funny. But that movie, I had so much fun filming that movie. I worked as Michael K. Williams, second in command. You know, he was the leader of the Ace of Spades. I believe it was the name of the club, something like that. The
Ace of
Blacks or
Spades.
something.
Yeah. Uh huh. Uh huh.
It was something like that
Something
was the
like
name
that.
of our, yeah, and I was like his right hand. I was the one who did all the dirt and everything. And he was so cool. I remember on my mother's birthday, and I'm calling my mother on her birthday, and he takes the phone and you know, he does a FaceTime with my mom, wishing her a happy birthday and everything. And Michael K. Williams was like always one of her, you know, biggest stars. She loved that guy, you know, and that was pretty cool. And me and him got to be friends, you know, really cool. Like a couple
That's
times he
awesome.
would come out, he called me up, "Hey man, I'm over here in Hollywood." And he loved to eat at there's a soul food restaurant, My Two Cent. And he would like, "Meet me over here," you know. And you know, when he passed away, rest his soul, you know what I mean? That was pretty hard. That was pretty hard because
No.
he was
Wow.
like one of the first actors that um I got that close with, you know.
Wow.
So yeah.
You know, Aaron David. Aaron David
Hmm.
says, ask Sean about meeting the late Tom Sizemore.
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 Tom
Yeah.
Tom Sizemore.
Yes.
Yeah. That was a movie called Weaponized. And Tom Sizemore, man, another great actor that I had become friends with. And Aaron Davis, he's actually one of my producers on the Desperate, and he plays the main lead detective on Desperate.
Okay.
And so me and Aaron and Tom Sizemore was in a green room for hours together. And Tom was telling us, you know, his life story growing up,
Hmm.
which was a pretty awesome story. A lot of people probably don't know this, but Tom Sizemore was half black. And
Really?
yes, yes, his wife was black. I remember when she came in, and she was pretty cool. And so he took to me like family, you know. It was it
Yeah.
was it was pretty cool, you know. And so me, him, and Aaron, we sat there and we talked all day. And finally we got to do our scenes together and everything. And I played Tom Sizemore's bodyguard.
Okay.
And so when we got finished filming, and we both were had another movie we were doing the next day, and it was like, it was really great meeting you. We exchanged numbers and everything, and he was like, we're gonna hang out, and all right, cool, cool. And he's like, yeah, I gotta go, I gotta get ready to learn my lines for this movie I'm doing tomorrow. I say, yeah, me too. I get to the set of the movie the next day, and the director's like, hey man, somebody's in back been talking about you for 2 hours. Come back in. I walk through the door, it's Tom Sizemore. I'm like, what? What are the chances? That
Right.
was pretty awesome. That was pretty awesome. So yeah, yeah. Tom Sizemore, man. He
That's
was a great
hot,
guy.
man.
Yeah, yeah. And
People
then
is
he
in your
passed away.
people are in your path for a reason. People
Yeah,
relate to you for a reason, and just by listening to when you came here, you started building what you had in Columbus, Ohio. You started
yeah,
building just within a month and a half of
yeah, yeah,
someone saying, "I need you on this set because
yeah,
your vibe
yeah.
is there." Right?
Yeah, it was so cool because I thought she was like one of those gimmicks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go here, take these pictures, and give us $1,500.
Right.
It wasn't like that. She sent me to Mitchell Rose, was actually Muhammad Ali's photographer.
Oh
Um,
wow.
yeah, he's got a book called Mitch. I have it around here somewhere. He gave me a copy.
Uh-huh.
Um, and he was a great guy. He's an
Okay.
awesome guy. And so she sent me to him to get pictures taken. He took all these pictures of me, and he's like, he goes through and he picks out the best ones and everything. He says, take these back to Tess. So I take them back to her, and I'm thinking at some point, somebody's going to ask me for some money.
Hmm.
Because this is off of Hollywood Boulevard. You know what CBS is on Hollywood Boulevard. Her
Yes.
office is in that building.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it was weird because when she first told me to come, there was a long line of about from 22 to 26-year-old 5'6" white guys. I'm a 6'4" black guy with dreadlocks. So it was kind of weird. I'm like, what am I doing here? But I
Yeah.
walked in, I get to where her outside of her office, and her secretary tells her that I'm there, and she tells me to come in, and there's three guys in her office doing an audition. She tells them, get out. And
What?
I'm like, wow, yeah, yeah, she put them out. And
Wow.
so she says, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pay for these photos because you're about to be an actor. I have
Yeah.
a movie that you're going to be in. You're going to get a phone call here about a week or two, and but I can't say who it is or anything. I can't say yet because it might not happen, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. I've already showed them. Mitchell sent me one of the photos, and I sent it over to the casting company, and they're auditioning now.
Let's
A
go.
week later, I get a call from one of the casters, and he was like, "Yeah, we just auditioned 500 people, but Tess told us that you was pretty well spoken, and we looked at your photos, and we would love for you to be in this movie, and you with Mark Wahlberg." And I'm like,
Wow.
yeah, right. Whatever. And Mark does the same thing with me. He did with my son. He goes, hey, this is Mark Wahlberg, man. We got a mansion over here. Come on over to the mansion and hang out, man. We're gonna shoot some scenes. I'm like, so
Yeah.
the first day on the set, and the director Rupert Wyatt, man, he grabs me and tells me, I want you to look at Mark like like you really pissed off, and tell him that you really you done effed up now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
that's Mark Wahlberg.
Right, right,
A month
right.
ago I was in Ohio watching him on TV, but I did it, and he was pleased, and so it was awesome, man. It was awesome. After that, it just I got a call from my agent,
Hmm.
and I was referred to him. And next thing you know, I was commercial, Key and Peele show,
Nice.
just something one after the other. I was doing, something,
That's awesome,
keeping
Cjon.
busy.
That's
Thank you.
awesome,
Thank
man.
you.
Hey, you know,
Thank
time
you.
is flying by fast, man, when we having fun. You know what I mean? We hit
You
the
know,
halfway mark already.
wow, really?
I know. Everybody, we got to take a quick commercial break. You already know, we got the founder of Saulsberry Production LLC. You know, he's the actor, producer. He does it all. My man, Sean Saulsberry. Your boy, Rico No Suave. We'll be back, everybody, in less than 30 seconds. We'll see you later. Let's go.
Every year, 800,000 children are reported missing. That's one child every 40 seconds. It's every parent's worst nightmare. Right now, there are 483 missing children cases still open. Your card donation can help keep kids safe and bring missing kids home. Donate your unwanted card today. Fast, free pickup, 24-hour response. Plus, you'll get the maximum tax deduction.
Call 800-723-2013.
All righty, everybody. Yes, and we are back. Yes, we are back. Hey, Sean,
All
are you having a
right.
good time?
I am, man. I love the Rico No Suave show. We got to do this again, man.
We do, man. We got to do this again.
Yeah.
That's for sure,
Yeah.
man.
It's too much to tell in an hour, you
I
know?
know.
I
I
got a lot
know.
going on, man. I want to talk about my daughter a little bit, man. I'm so proud of her. She's modeling now. Yvonne, baby, I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying?
Let's
But I'm proud
go.
of all my kids, all of them. I love them all. I love all of you. You're all working, doing something good. But Yvonne, you stepped out there and you doing your thing, baby. And
Let's go.
Dad's proud. All
Let's
right,
go. Let's go. You can
let's
tell her
do
what
it.
she's doing if you want to.
She's modeling, man, and we just got back from New York, you know what I'm saying? And she did her thing out there on the runway, you know what I'm saying? And
Let's go.
since we got back, man, she's been so busy, just one after the other, just, and she's doing so great, man. She's natural. She looks natural out there, she's got that thing, that Salisbury thing going on. So, yeah.
Hey, every time you say Salisbury, it sounds delicious, man. And I had to tell you, every time, every time you say that, man, I always think about
All
Salisbury
right.
steak. And I love Salisbury steak. That's one of
Hey,
my
there
favorites.
you go. Everybody loves some Salisbury steak. You know what I'm
Swanson, baby.
saying? I'm
Swanson.
the I'm the real thing, man. Take a
Yes.
bite. You know? Yeah.
Hey, man,
So
time is not on our side always, man. But hey, before we take
yeah.
another quick commercial break, but we got to talk about your milestones because when you went to
Yeah.
California and of course, you just start growing. You start growing as far as within Cali and people, you're making great connections as well.
Hmm.
There was a time as far as that you were hitting big milestones when you actually start meeting people along your journey, such as like Snoop Dogg, Johnny Depp, Dr. Dre, also
Hmm.
Ice Cube as well too.
Yeah.
How did that help you as far as with improving yourself with working with them?
Oh wow. So the first time that I worked with them was on the Straight Outta Compton, which our scenes didn't make it into the movie.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I was supposed to play Dre's best friend.
Okay.
Um, my agent was telling me, man, don't worry about it. Don't trip. Even Ice Cube and them is not in the movie. I'm like, yeah,
What?
let everybody know who Ice Cube is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you
Right.
know, but because I was actually there when Suge Knight killed the guy out there, and a
Oh
couple of my
wow.
friends thought it was me, because they heard that he had killed a guy with dreadlocks, And
Oh,
so my
wow.
phone was going nuts. And I remember the limo pulling up and them telling Ice Cube and them hopping in the limo and Ice Cube. And I was standing, I got pictures. I was standing right there with Ice Cube. Me and him was, chopping it up.
Yeah.
And and he was like, "Come on, man, let's go." And I was like, "No, I'm good. My truck's right here." And the limo pulls off, and I walk to my truck, and I like turn around, like, did I just tell Ice Cube no? Like, what the hell am I thinking about? But
Yeah.
it was chaotic, man, because
Wow.
there was helicopters, cops, and everything, and so I that was the ultimate decision for them to end the movie where they did.
Oh, I see.
Um,
I see.
yeah, I was actually supposed to play a guy who knocked Suge Knight out in the nightclub. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was actually supposed to
Ooh.
play that part. They had booked me for I think it was 6 days. 6 days, yeah, a whole week of filming.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Wow.
Hmm.
Let's talk about how the other ones also kind of, helped you along your way with working with. And I know you did some things with Johnny Depp, Snoop Dogg, Dog, Dr. Dre, which I'm
Yes.
very fascinated as far as with Dr. Dre because his music and his beats and what he did
Hmm.
with that. Now, was that in portion with Ice Cube and Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre? Was that all part of like Straight Outta Compton, or was it something separate you did with them?
No, no. Well, Dr. Dre, I worked with 3 times.
Okay.
Um, there was the Straight Outta Compton. There was a Dre story, which never actually aired either.
Okay.
It was supposed to be like the first Apple TV movie.
Oh wow.
And yeah, I was in drug rehab with Dre, and we did a couple shoots of that. Um, Snoop Dogg, I actually did. It was funny. They asked me if I wanted to do stand-in for Snoop, and I was like, sure. And
Hmm.
it was a lot of money. It was a football commercial for it was a Super Bowl commercial.
Okay.
And yeah, it was funny because, I'm sitting there on the couch and Snoop hadn't got there yet. And Martha Stewart came in and she came up behind me and put her arms around me and gave somebody her phone, like, take out pictures. She thought I was Snoop. So there's a picture of me and Martha Stewart's phone hugging me.
No, she
So
just did a Sean. No, she didn't just give you a reach
yes,
around.
she did. Yeah, she did. Martha Stewart, bro. Yeah, so that was a funny story. That was a funny day, man. That whole day was hilarious. Snoop came in and a cloud of weed came in behind him. you know and it was funny because he was like, "Oh, you standing there for me today." I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "You want to go to this trailer and smoke?" Bro, I just did. Like, he came in, it hit me, bro. I'm good, I'm okay. So, yeah, that was funny. That was cool.
Wow,
That was cool.
man.
That was a good day. That was a really nice day because
Yeah,
it
you
was it
had
was
to have a
only
good day.
yeah, it was just me, Snoop, Martha Stewart, and her stand-in was the only 4 people on the whole set. So,
Wow.
it was pretty cool. We had some fun. And it's crazy. I didn't even get no pictures or nothing like that. A lot of times celebrities don't like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So,
Yeah.
if they don't ask, then I don't do it. Most of the pictures I have, like Ice Cube was telling me, come on, bro, let's take some pictures. Let's, what I'm saying, I was about to shoot scenes with him.
Yeah.
Um, stuff like that. And it was weird. You could kind of tell something was wrong that day.
Yeah.
Something was just out of whack.
Sure.
And the police had already warned us that Suge Knight had came to the gate with some trouble. So,
Mm.
but working with those guys, man, just you know, it's man, I grew up listening to Ice Cube, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
Snoop,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
man, I'm thinking of back in like 18 I'm sorry, 18 1990 92. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
rolling down the street, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
today was a good day.
Yes,
And I'm
sir.
like, and
Yes,
here it is, like, I don't hung out and kicked it with these people, you know what I'm saying? Some of their phone numbers I got, like, hey,
yeah.
call me, whatever, and I don't take advantage of that, but
Sure,
you
sure.
know,
You,
um,
you know what's crazy about the scene that you talked about that kind of remind me of Boys in the Hood when he was like, "Hey, let's go." You know what Cuban Gooding Jr. He's like, "Nah, man." He's like,
yeah,
"No, I'm not gonna go." But it's crazy how where they thought that something was going on as far as with you, and then Ice Cube said, "Hey, let's go." Let's go, and it
yeah,
was like,
yeah,
"No, I'm good." Did I just say no? But you probably said no
yeah.
for a good reason, like Boys in the
I
Hood.
I did, like I
Yeah.
remember what I said, owning that bar taught me how to say no in certain
Yes, sir.
situations that, I mean, there's been those situations out here where it's like I'm glad I said no.
Yes,
You
sir.
know,
Yes,
I've
sir.
I've uh I've been to a party or two that I left early.
The spider
I'm just gonna
senses,
say
man. The
that.
spider senses
Let
are
me get out.
tingling.
This ain't my party.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
And
So
I think that comes from also a way of family as well to be growing up
yeah.
where
Hmm.
for us with growing up it was like when the street lights came on you had to come inside the house, right? But you
Yes.
also
Yeah.
knew
Yeah.
that if you
Right.
got in trouble you were going to hear it from your parents or you were going to get a whooping, right? But I think
Right. Right. Right.
that
Yeah.
helped us to
Hmm.
understand the difference between good and evil, right? So
Right.
hey,
There
the
there
spider
has to
sense.
be there has to be some kind of consequences
Yes.
for your actions. It has to
Yes.
be. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
I know there are,
Yeah.
and that's it's funny because that's what most of my movies are about. Desperate is about the consequences of this kid's actions. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Well, or lack of actions. So it's kind of about that. Like, will he cross that line to you know? The consequences are showed to him,
Yes.
because he doesn't cross that line.
Right.
If he had crossed that line, then he would be in the that payment for his action stage. But
Mm-hmm. That
I
whooping.
don't want to give too much. I don't want to get too much. Yeah, that whooping. So
Yeah.
people gonna have
Yeah.
to watch the movie. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yes,
it's
sir.
it's ultimately that's what it is. It's consequences for everything you do.
Well,
You know.
Sean, we got to take another quick commercial break. You already know our
Already,
time
huh?
is. I know, I know, I
All
know.
right.
I'm like, hey, it's like me and you. We family, and it's almost
We
like
vibing.
everybody knows that time is always flying by fast. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break, everybody. During
All
that
right.
commercial break, we are going to show you the trailer of Desperate, everyone. So I want you guys to sit back, relax. We'll be back shortly. See you soon.
Feeling sluggish? Struggling with stubborn weight and visceral fat? It's time to reset with Fupa Water. Packed with powerhouse ingredients like spirulina, turmeric, and aloe vera, Fupa Water is your daily detox and hydration boost all in one. Flush out toxins, energize your body, and say goodbye to that stubborn belly fat. Ready to feel lighter and stronger? Get yours today at fupawater.com. And for a limited time, use code RNSS for the Rico No Suave show and get an additional 10% off.
Mom, what's wrong?
Sorry for your loss.
Like the sea, I'm full.
If you go about getting money the wrong way,
Look, Donnie,
Like the
you sure you
wind,
wanna
I
do this?
am unsure.
it comes with a God of its own.
You don't want to owe this guy. He's tripping.
Like the
And if
burning
he shows up,
fire.
I'm sure, bro.
he's going to
I'm out of
demand your soul.
control.
You don't need his kind of money.
Just give me another chance.
Just give me the money.
Mister, you got a dollar?
Hey, little man, I have $1 for you.
Kid, riding around on a killing spree. For what? I ain't no snitch, man.
Moss, you're interfering with my investigation. Get the hell out of here. I promise, if I find out you hurt my little cousin, I will go Sodom and Gomorrah on your ass.
Kill that man, Donnie.
I don't like you. You're soft.
Shots?
Yeah. That kid runs out, jumps in a fancy Jeep, and takes off.
So listen to me closely, Joker. What did you tell the detective?
Freeze! Police! Drop the broom!
Go get him, Six. I got him.
Michael, Donnie's in trouble.
If you ever get in a situation, I want you to pray. And I'm going to teach you.
Dear Heavenly Father,
Got you, Biggie.
please send my guardian angel to protect me.
All
Come on,
right.
man. Come on. That's Saulsberry
Thank
right
you.
there. That's
Thank you.
Saulsberry right there. That's the making of the meat and taters of life. I
Thank
have to
you.
tell
Thank
you,
you.
man, that congratulations on that in general, man, just by looking at the different scenes and looking at what actually happens in life for real, you know? And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
also, the one thing I will say is, and of course I want you to talk about a little bit more if you want to talk about the development and how you came up with the film itself,
hmm
is more of the diversity in regards to who's playing what and what role you actually have. Just for looking at the trailer itself, seems
hmm
like, hey, there's desperate measures for different pieces uh,
Yeah.
of of the movie itself. So yeah, if you want to give us another little synopsis of that,
Okay.
that'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So the movies that I'm doing are they're a collaboration of people in my life. I can start with my mother. My mother always told us that angels are everywhere,
Yes, sir.
and you you can accomplish anything in your life if you put your angels in motion. When the Bible says you can move mountains and stuff like that, she says the way you do it is you pray for your angels to do what they need to do, and they'll that you command, that's a command to your angels. And if you're not praying for your angels, then your angels don't know their commands and aren't doing anything. So she said there's angels walking around here right now not knowing what to do because people don't know that they can command their angels to make their life go in the direction they need it to go. So that's one thing. Another thing is I had a friend of mine, Tommy Tunes. He does most of the music in this movie, and most of my movies. His name's Tommy Summerhill, but he goes by Tommy Tunes. And I
Big
was in a
shout out.
studio 20 years ago with him and Keith Lavelle. Keith Lavelle was doing some music. Tommy, I said something to Tommy. I can't even remember what I said to him, and he started making a song out of what I said. I said, Keith, what do you think? And Keith went and said, hold on, let me. And they get it. They came up with a whole song in like 30 minutes, and I
Wow.
was like, wow, that was the most talented thing I ever seen in my life, and I wish that I could do something like that, And here it is, I'm doing something like that, but different. I didn't have to be able to sing or produce music, but I had these stories, and the Most High sent me on a journey where I learned how to make a movie and everything by being on these movie sets. So those, along with stories from people at the bar, I knew a guy who went on a journey like this,
Yeah.
and I took that and I made it into a story, and I did that with. I have so many of these stories, and I used to give them to my mother to read,
Oh wow.
and she loved the story. So when you see at the end of the trailer where it says Nanky Vision,
Yes.
Nanky, my mother's nickname was Nanky. Everybody called her Nanky.
Yeah.
So the Nanky Vision are the stories that I wrote for my mother that I am now producing and making movies, because it was my mother's vision, you
For
know.
sure.
Um, so the movie has angels and demons and stuff like that in it. So but it's done more of a real life situation
Yeah.
because people don't see, they say like people think of the Bible as old stories. And I tell people all the time, the Bible's still at play. And
Mm-hmm.
in this movie, you will see how it's still at play. So you
Yeah.
need to watch what you're doing.
Yep.
People think they can go around here and do whatever they want to, and you hiding something. You can't hide anything because that same soul that was putting you back when it was putting Adam, and it's that same spirit is going to leave you one day and it's going to tell on you.
Yes,
That's
sir.
how he sees everything and knows everything is because your spirit is going to tell on you. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I know someone that crossed over to that side and they told me that, and I can see that. I can see that being true.
Let's go. Let's go. Hey,
All
you
right.
cooking up Saulsberry right now, man. You cooking up Saulsberry.
All
That's
right.
all I gotta
Hey,
tell you, man. Hey,
it's
that's why
it's
you
just
got your
all this is
production,
it.
man. Hey,
All
you're
right.
producing a lot of Salisbury over there, and I have to tell you, man,
Thank
it's
you. Thank you.
it's it's a it's a good thing to be able to hear how someone of yourself has been kind of disciplined, but also having that great vibe along your way to be able to stay in that path because you can easily be derailed to go
Yeah.
elsewhere, thinking that that's a
Right.
good route to go in, but you chose that Salisbury way, right? To make sure you say, hey,
Right.
hey,
Yeah.
I'm staying
Yeah.
over here. I'm eating my own meat and taters, and I'm gonna keep it going on
Yeah.
my end
That
and
was
just keep it going, man.
that was a promise that I made to a lot of we call him Jesus, but his real name is Yeshua,
Okay.
but I made a promise to him,
Yes, sir.
you know, long time ago when I was reading the Bible and I saw what we did to him. We murdered this man, yeah,
Mm,
for trying to save us.
mm,
And I made a promise to always just do the right thing,
yeah.
to the best of my ability.
Yep.
I'm human, so I make mistakes. There's times even my children were angry, my parents, everybody been angry at me at one point in time for something. I'm human, but
Yep.
I do my best to do everything by the will of, our great
Man
creator, and
upstairs.
yeah, yeah, you
Well, it
know.
shows. It definitely shows because not
Thank you.
only if you were by by your mom and also by your dad, by your parents, it's very important to be able to have a vision of where you want your kids to go, right?
Yeah.
But I think the
Yes.
discipline that your parents had that vision for you, even though they got mad, but they
Hmm.
understood why you had the vision to be able to
Yeah.
help them understand the vision that they needed for you to derail in a good way in order
Yeah.
to where
Yeah.
you're at today. So I think,
Hmm.
you taking that path and still having your parents still with you,
Hmm.
along the way of knowing between good and evil, I think this is where you're at now at making films, meeting great people, and just continuously knowing the difference between good and bad, good and
Yeah.
evil, knowing where you're at
Right.
today, man. So I think I
Hmm.
applaud you because of that, man. I applaud you
Thank
because
you.
of that.
Thank you. Thank
Yes,
you. Thank
sir.
you very much.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
I got something for you
Mhm.
because we're down to our last few minutes of fame around here.
Okay.
I have this, and I didn't know you were 6'4", but I know that you still would like something like this. So I got a
Oh,
shirt for you.
yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All
Yes,
right.
sir.
All right.
I
I
got a
will take
Rico.
it.
No, I got a Rico No Suave shirt for you, and the reason
All
why
right.
I give out these shirts because we talk about gems of the world. You are a gem
Hmm.
of the world. You are a gem of the world when you actually having your brother and your older sister to support you, knowing that there was something about you that they love, or even your parents saying there's something within you. Then you went
Hmm.
on having a popular dance club or a popular club
Hmm.
in general. And when you were telling me about the club itself and how you basically managed that and knowing that you were the angel in the middle between good and evil, and you were able to still
Mm.
be able to run that club for quite some time. And then, of course, it was time for you to move on to California where you wasn't chasing a dream. The dream found you. They put you
Yeah.
into a dream where you start actually going with other people that you would
Hmm.
never expect to be a part of. That was that
Mm.
vibe then. That's where you continue to shine where people loved who John Saulsberry was, and then you found the angel of Roquel. Then you start talking to Tom. You got Aaron David. You got a whole nother vision that's in line for you. Now you actually have something called Desperate, and there's no measurements behind that. So now, with that, you are who you are, the founder of Saulsberry Productions, and your kids look up to you. And that's the biggest gem that they can actually have. So this is the reason why we give you this shirt, because I tell people you are the gem of the world. And also, you're part of the family now here at the Rico No Suave Show.
All right. I love family. Yes, family. The more the merrier.
Man, Cjon,
Yeah.
you're awesome, man. And we gotta
Thank
have a
you.
part
Thank
two.
you. So are
You know
you.
we gotta have a part two. There's a part two to
Of
this.
course, of course. I'm working on, it's not the actual part two to Desperate right now, but there's another film I'm working on, and we're coming back to the part two of Desperate later. That's gonna take a lot of money to shoot that one because it's gonna be a lot of special effects involved. So
I was talking
um
about part two of you coming back on my show.
oh okay, all right.
Even though you
You
had the vision, I brought the vision out of you already.
I get asked that all the time. Every time I turn around, someone's asking me, "Oh, you gonna do a part two? You gonna do part two?" Like, yeah, of course. So, I thought that's where you was going. I'm sorry, Rico.
No worries, no worries.
I
Me and the
jumped the gun.
producers in the back here were like, "Oh yeah, I think you did that." No,
I'm
no,
definitely be ready
we
for a
got it.
part two. We need a part two. There's so much more to tell. You
Yes,
know?
sir. Yes, sir. Hey, Cjon, we
Yes.
got to put up your social media real quick so everybody
All right.
can actually see where they can find you. The first one is,
Okay.
everybody, it is Big Cjon, CJON, everybody. Make sure you go and follow him
Hmm.
on Instagram. Make sure you go and show him some love. And also, you can find him because
Yes.
he's my friend on Facebook. So make sure you go to Cjon Saulsberry. Make sure you go ahead and like and love everything he's doing. Don't spam him, everybody. IMDb is big, so make sure you go and check out, if you want to add some credits to him, make sure you please, and he can be available at some point of time. Make sure you go ahead and check him out on IMDb. Last but not least, it's all about that TikTok at Cjon Saulsberry. Make sure you go and check out all of his videos on TikTok. Blow him up. Get those views going for him. Hey, Cjon, man, it's been a pleasure, man. It's been a pleasure
Saying
having you on the
likewise,
show,
brother.
man.
All right. It's
It
been
was
a pleasure
good.
being here.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
All right,
All
everybody,
right.
put your hands together. My man, Cjon, you have a great day,
All right.
sir. We'll see you guys later. Clap it out for Cjon, everybody. All right, everybody, we got to get out of here. Your boy, Rico No Suave. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself today. Hey, that hour went by fast, but hopefully you guys enjoyed yourself all the way through. We got our social media we want to put up for you guys so you guys can follow us as well, too. Starts off with our website, www.riconosuaveshow.com. Make sure you go and check and like, and you can look at the archives. And we got film festivals too. Facebook, Rico No Suave Show. Make sure you go ahead and like and love us there. Here's the next one. Instagram. Yes, on Instagram, everybody. Make sure you go and check us out. Make sure you go ahead and follow us. Oh, this is a big one, the next one, because we're building, right? We kind of started late, but we're building Rico No Suave Show on Instagram. On YouTube. Make sure you please go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Last but not least, Mixcloud turns into a podcast, everyone. Make sure you go and follow us there. If you like the audio piece, go ahead and check us out on the audio piece while you're driving. If you do like Cjon Saulsberry with Ice Cube 6'4", you know what I mean? Make sure you go ahead and listen to the Rico No Suave Show. Man, I just rhymed on that. I got a little bars. Everybody, we got to get out of here. We want to thank you guys so much for the love and support. But until next time, everybody, we'll see you later as we end off the show just like this.